So, as you very well know if you check your calendar, it is now October, so we're going to get you ready for Halloween. So we're going to do the movie The Conjuring, which comes after Annabelle, but Annabelle's the prequel because that's how Hollywood makes money nowadays. Yep. The Conjuring is directed by James Wan, who is from Saw and Insidious.
Which Insidious is really good. And Saw, obviously, the first Saw is amazing.
We also have our cast here. Patrick Wilson, Night Owl himself is in this.
Yep, and if you've seen Insidious, he's in it too.
Yep. We also have Vera Farmiga,
who's an amazing actress.
Yeah. Departed.
Up in the Air.
Up in the Air,
Departed,
yes.
yeah, I love Departed. She's more recently in The Bates Motel.
Yeah, she's really good in it too. Yeah. We also have Lily Taylor.
Lily Taylor.
From Hemlock Grove on Netflix.
She's also in The Haunting with Catherine Zeta-Jones and Liam Neeson.
And
and Ron Livingston's in it.
Yeah, from
in this movie.
From Office Space.
Office Space, yeah. In The Conjuring, so.
Yeah, Mike Judge is great.
So it's actually a pretty cool cast, I think, in my opinion, when it comes to like a horror film.
Oh yeah.
You got all these people who come from different elements, and they bring their A game from the different genres that they respective genres that they come from.
So the plot, it's really, it's a very ingenious setup because they first concentrate on the Warrens, then they concentrate on this family that bought a house, and then they go back to the family hiring the Warrens to investigate this house. And that jump where you don't have the Warrens for a while in the movie is really cool, you know?
And for most of you who do not know who the Warrens are, they're famous paranormal investigators known for investigating more of a demonic nature. And
they probably brought the popular culture to paranormal.
They did bring the popular
investigation.
Culture to paranormal investigation. Yes, they did.
Yeah, very collegiate too.
They started like it's not a school officially, I guess I should say, but they started training people to do paranormal investigations. Ed Warren was more of that technical side, and then Lorraine Warren is more of the spiritual side. Yeah. Connecting, sees the ghosts, feels them, knows the history. It's crazy. If you've ever seen the television show where Lorraine Warren is actually investigating a house, she'll tell you the whole detail and the story of the house just by walking in there. It's really cool. Fake or not, I don't know. Let's talk about the pros.
This movie really does make you feel, though, that these investigations that they're on are legit.
And the thing about that is, too, is I'm a big fan of horror movies, a big fan of horror television shows, ghost hunters, stuff like that. When you watch Vera Farmiga as Lorraine Warren do her walkthrough around the house, she does it right.
Like, none of the scares were really expected. And that is really important to convey in a horror movie.
When they're just talking in the hallway and then all of a sudden a door just opens by itself, like you don't expect it. You know, you don't, and that's one of the great things about this movie. There's also a really cool scene where Lily Taylor's character's hanging up a sheet outside her house, and then the wind picks up and it blows off.
Oh yeah,
and then it hits a man, like there's a man there, and then it just flies away, and she just like freaks out.
So cool.
So it's such great effects.
Yeah, like, and it was seamless. Cons. I'm at a loss because this is one of the few movies that I don't have any problem. I mean, I guess the kid actors. But honestly, like, this movie is really well made. Every time I only watched it once. I really need to buy it, but every time like I thought back on it, I was like, wow.
The only con that I have to say is that you have to boost up the story to get a movie out of it, you know? Personally, I don't know the whole story of the first investigation when they did based off the Conjuring movie. I don't know the whole story about it, but you could tell that there's a little bit more fluff. Like there's just more fluff in it, but you can tell there's a little bit more fluff. But still, it wraps around rather nicely.
I agree completely. For a rating, I'm going all the way. I'm giving this 5 sheets flying in the wind. 5 sheets flying in the wind. Nice. I really love this movie. Which is saying something because there's not a lot of other horror movies that would do that for, but
yeah. Well, I'd say 4 out of 5 Annabelles because it's also, I think it's a perfect, really great, scary movie, but I feel like it's the beginning of a evolution of where horror stories can go. So I don't think it's perfect, but it's goddamn near perfect.
Continuing on through October, we got 3 other Halloween-based movies. Horror movies, nostalgia, whatever you want to call it. And be sure to check those out. They're going to be really interesting.
Yep. And it's kind of a surprise. Because
Surprise! Up here, we have a thingy that you can press. You will be subscribed and you can get these notifications that will tell you about these movie reviews.
What?
down here we have some information for you, and